It's hilarious watching someone eat like a chipmunk, mouth full and totally satisfied.
I'll show you when I'm mouthful and totally satisfied. Hello, and welcome to Bloody Painted Valentine's Day DLC. This time, we actually get to take our relationship with the Bloody Painter to the next level. So, without further ado, let's get started. I am very excited for this. I wasn't expecting there to be a full opening. Oh, I'm so keen for this. It looks really, really good. I feel like these are like scenes from the first game that we've already played before. God. Oh, there he is. I love him so much.
The first cut should be.
And the voice is so good. It really suits.
We'll have more time to spend together in the future.
Like, it's not like super deep, but it just hits like the right note. But this is also a good time for me to say that this DLC is actually a continuation directly from ending 4-4 from the main game, which is titled Madhouse. So if you haven't seen the video where we played through and got all the endings of the first game, I would check that out first, and I've linked that in the description box below.
Hey.
Yes, my love? Between dream and reality, you sense someone calling out to you. The hazy voice felt familiar and comforting, gently pulling you back into your dreams.
Hey.
You found out someone was poking your cheek repeatedly with their index finger. Although it didn't bother you, it still made you frown. You were still trying to linger in your bed. Just let me sleep in a bit more.
Wake up, or the breakfast will get cold.
Oh, there's blinking and mouth animations now. I love that. Just let me sleep for 5 minutes more, darling.
Are you feeling a bit groggy right now? Did you think I was somebody else?
Am I not allowed to sleep in? Damn! The man flicked your forehead with his index finger, a hint of displeasure in his voice. Ow, that hurt! Hey, I'm still recording this on my birthday. That means you don't get to bully me like that. The sudden pain made you wince, forcing you to open your eyes. Through your blurred vision, you saw him with an expression that seemed to say, finally willing to wake up?
Maybe this will wake you up. What? Yes, I woke you up. Any complaints?
Any complaints? Any complaints? I have so many complaints. Why would you do that? Your eyes are so beautiful. That's not a complaint. Complain, Yini. Your eyes are so beautiful. Your sudden compliment left him a bit overwhelmed, and the displeasure on his face vanished in an instant. You noticed his cheeks beginning to blush. He glanced away quickly, but then returned to his usual self for the right moment.
If you don't want breakfast, I'll take them away.
I want them. Yeah, let's not be like that. You immediately got up from your bed, pulled up a chair and sat down at the table. And then, oh, the food art always looks so good. A perfectly toasted slice of Texas toast was served on the table, accompanied by a half-melted block of butter and some lettuce garnish. You took a bite of the toast, producing a crispy sound, the fragrance of the butter flooding your mouth. The man also took a piece of the same toast and sat down across the table. Seeing how much you enjoyed the food, a smile slowly spread across his face. Oh yeah, do you know what date it is today?
February 14th.
Do you know what day it is today?
I know. Valentine's Day.
Oh, so you do know. I thought you weren't interested in such holidays.
Indeed, I'm not interested. But whenever I walk down the streets, these businesses offering Valentine's Day promotions and products try to grab my attention. So it's honestly hard not to notice.
Well then, you know what people do on Valentine's Day. You stared at him with expectant eyes, making him feel embarrassed for a moment. He could only focus on eating.
Why don't you just say it? What do you want to do today?
I want to go on a date. I want to hold hands, be like a normal couple, maybe fandangle it later. Speaking of Valentine's Day, chocolate is definitely a must. If you could, I want to try the chocolate that you make. After all, since you're so good at cooking, the chocolate you make must be delicious. But if it's too much of a trouble for you, you don't have to.
I'll make it.
While you were still figuring out how to convince him to accept your suggestion, he agreed. Eh?
What's up?
I thought you were going to make a face and look at me, like you were saying, are you out of your mind right now? He tilted his head, seemingly puzzled by your thoughts. He didn't hurry to answer you. It was as if he was deliberately teasing you, and he squinted his eyes and looked at you slowly. Noticing that you were waiting for his answer, he even stopped eating. He slowly extended his hand and gently brushed the crumbs off your mouth.
I could do that, and then I'd watch you keep praising me with your fancy words until I'm satisfied. Now that I think about it, maybe this is even more fun.
Then I would have to think about how to praise you so that you would be satisfied.
I'd say, Save your energy for later.
Whoa.
Finish your breakfast, then come to the kitchen with me.
You stood in front of the kitchen counter, watching him open the cupboard and pull out a bag of sugar, a chocolate mold, a pen-shaped digital thermometer, and several bags of chocolate blocks. Since when do we have these at home? He didn't answer your question, fully absorbed in wiping down the countertop and utensils with sanitizer. I knew it! Why do I feel like he came prepared? You thought. After a while, all utensils were placed on the countertop.
First, chop the chocolate blocks into small pieces.
Let me help you. You placed the chocolate block on the cutting board, and the sound of chopping echoed through the kitchen. You filled a pot with water, placed it on the stove, and turned on the heat. In the kitchen, you two worked side by side in harmony. Oh yeah, I've been wanting to ask you this question.
What is it?
How are you so good at cooking? Are you just interested in it? He went silent for a moment, as if he were recalling something. You notice his gaze drift to the upper left corner. He seemed stuck in a memory.
When I was little, whenever I did something wrong, my mother would withhold meals as a punishment.
That's terrible.
In order not to starve, I had to learn to take care of my own meals.
But that's okay, you're me now, and I cook pretty well too, so I can just cook for you. Starving a child? How old were you when this happened?
I remember being punished this way since I was about 5 years old, though it might have started even earlier.
And so he's skilled not because he's interested in cooking, but because he needed to survive, you thought.
But now, I study cooking purely out of interest.
That's good then, at least it's become a hobby that he likes.
Because it's hilarious watching someone eat like a chipmunk, mouth full and totally satisfied.
I'll show you when I'm mouthful and totally satisfied. I'm not a chipmunk. Watching you pout and argue back, he couldn't help but smile, a gentle expression appearing on his face. You walked over to the stove and placed the chopped chocolate into a small empty pot. Then you set the small pot onto the larger one with boiling water. The heat began to melt the chocolate. I never thought making chocolate with a friend would be this much fun. You said this while stirring the chocolate in the pot.
So we're friends.
I mean, we're more than friends. What? Are we not friends? If we're not friends, what else can we be? Yay! You idiot!
We can.
He thought for a long time, but he didn't follow up with it. The conversation came to a halt. The only sound in the kitchen was the bubbling of the boiling water, creating an awkward atmosphere. After a while, you both turned around simultaneously, having come up with something to say, only to realize you were so close to each other. Eye to eye, your faces were so close that the tips of your noses were almost touching. The closeness startled you both, and you quickly took a few steps back in panic. Your elbow bumped into the pot on the stove behind you, causing it to fly off.
Watch out.
You stepped forward, trying to catch the flying pot, causing you both to stumble together. Oh? The suddenness of the situation made you close your eyes instinctively. Ow, that hurt. Oh, that's, so conveniently, sir. You have a lot of chocolate all over you. Would you like some assistance in getting it off? Dick's tongue out. You reopened your eyes and found yourself sitting on the floor. The man was holding himself up with one arm positioned directly above. He managed to catch the larger pot filled with boiling water with his other hand, but the smaller pot still flew out regardless. The melted chocolate splattered across the entire kitchen, transforming the once clean space into a disheveled mess that was unbearable to look at. If a squeamish person witnessed such a catastrophe, they wouldn't be able to resist the urge to clean it up immediately. Oh my goodness, your hand is burnt. He set the pot down, opened his palm, and the area that had come into contact with the pot was red and swollen. I'm so sorry. This must hurt a lot, right? I was too careless, and I also made a mess in the kitchen. I should have, just as you began to apologize in a panic. He reached out with his hand and gently caressed your cheek, interrupting your unspoken words.
There was chocolate.
You wiped the chocolate off your face and pinched your cheek.
You're
Aw.
being a drama queen. I'm fine.
It's just a mild burn. My hand just needs some cold water.
I might have been mad if it had been someone else, but you're not someone else.
Did you say something towards the end? You're a bit quiet. I couldn't hear what you said.
It's nothing important.
Noon.
The chocolate that splattered onto the floor and walls has solidified, so it's best to wipe it away with a hot towel. But we need a brush to clean those gaps between the tiles.
He began to clean up the splattered chocolate in the kitchen as he instructed you to. You could tell that he wanted to clean them by himself, fearing that you wouldn't clean it thoroughly. However, with a burn on his hand, he was now struggling to even wring out a cloth, leaving him no choice but to hand over the cleanup to you. While instructing you on the cleaning, he occasionally glanced at the patch of melted chocolate on his own clothes and frowned. Not only him, there was plenty of chocolate on your clothes as well. The sweet yet cloying smell and the feeling of chocolate sticking to your skin made you wish you could wash it off and get changed immediately. How about you go take a shower first? Looking around at the kitchen still in disarray, he hesitated. It was clear that he couldn't assure himself of your cleaning skills. Leave the cleaning to me. I watch you clean multiple times, so I know how to do it properly.
Guess I'll leave it to you then.
In acceptance, he walked off to the bathroom, leaving you alone in the kitchen. A few moments later, it's done. The kitchen is now cleaner than ever. You wipe the beads of sweat off your forehead. Oh. You felt the sticky texture under the slippers you were wearing. Looking down, you realized that the floor was covered in chocolate again thanks to your slippers. Seems like I need to take a shower as well. You picked up a bath towel while humming a song and opened the bathroom door. Oh, whoops. Hello. You're surprised to see that the man was still bathing in the bathtub. You thought he had already showered while you were cleaning and had gone back to his bedroom. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll leave right now. He backed off a few steps with the intention of leaving. He noticed a little chocolate trail you had left behind on the bathroom tiles and frowned. He also noticed his eyes. Feeling overwhelmed, you found yourself stuck in a dilemma. Should you clean your body now or just leave?
I won't look at you. Come in, wash up quickly, and then get out right after.
Yes, sir. To his surprise, he actually turned his head to the wall the entire time and didn't even peek. You sat down on a small plastic chair and pulled down the shower head and began washing yourself. The sounds of washing and scrubbing echoed throughout the bathroom. By the way, although you said you wouldn't look at me, aren't you afraid of me looking at you instead?
It's not like you would do anything, even if you did look.
Yeah, you wanna bet? How you so sure that I wouldn't do anything? You said mischievously. He thought for a second, then he gave his decisive reply.
'Cause you don't have the balls.
I mean, literally I don't. But metaphorically, mine are huge. You're right. No? The sounds of washing and scrubbing continued. Oh yeah, isn't your hand burned? Won't it be a pain in the butt to shower like this?
Just a little bit. I just have to keep my right hand from touching the hot water.
Would you like me to help you wash your hair? I feel like you're the kind of person that washes their hair every day.
Indeed, I want my hair washed.
He then thought for a moment.
All right. Thanks in advance.
Please tap on the screen to... Whoa! Boop.
Seems like somebody's got a naughty hand.
Boop.
What's up? Hey, hey.
Poke.
Ouch.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to touch his hand.
Ouch. You want your hand cut off.
I'll start washing your hair, okay? Alright, fine. Are you not curious about me at all?
No. Why?
Maybe I'm covered with tattoos, or maybe I've got some huge secrets. Or maybe my sex is the complete opposite from what you think or something. You said it in a teasing manner, but he just stared at the wall, showing no sign of turning his head. Actually, I've been feeling suspicious about you for a long time. Are you... gay?
No, I'm not.
But throughout these years, I've never seen you show any interest in women.
Well, let's put it this way. I don't feel attraction or aversion to someone based on their gender when choosing a partner. I believe no matter the gender or the body, those are just superficial appearances. What truly attracts me is what's beneath.
But it's a bit disappointing that you don't have any interest in me. Am I really that unappealing?
I don't understand why some people feel libido just from seeing a human body. It's just a piece of colored protein.
A piece of what?
Besides, I've grown tired of looking at life drawing from my sketching practice.
That's fair.
I believe a person's charm isn't measured by their appearance.
I do also agree with this.
You might be more charming than you think.
Oh, was that a compliment? You thought to yourself. A few moments later, you both finished your bath and shower. You lay down on the couch in the living room to relax. He crossed his feet and started to read as usual. You, however, grabbed a random book from the bookshelf and sat right next to him. You flipped open the book and realized it was about human anatomy. You tried to read it for the sake of killing time, but the more you read, the harder it became to concentrate. You tried to focus on the words, but instead they began to blur and dance on the page. As a wave of drowsiness hits you, you rest your head on his shoulder. He didn't dodge or resist. He then quietly closed your book when you weren't paying attention. If we're not friends, what else can we be? In your mind, you began reflecting on the conclusion of this earlier question. The pair of mugs you bought on sale sat on the dining table filled with hot cocoa. Every morning you share breakfast together. Even seeing each other bed doesn't bring a hint of embarrassment. You know each other's dark sides and secrets, yet there's no fear, only trust. Is our relationship really just friendship? Sometimes he says things that are hard to understand, but they somehow sound like compliments. But whenever I compliment him, he immediately looks away, trying to hide his shy reaction, which is just... adorable.
What did you just say?
Nothing. Late night.
Come.
I accidentally missed when you said come in. You slowly opened the door into his bedroom holding a pillow in your arms.
What's up?
Oh, his PJs. I had a nightmare and couldn't fall back asleep.
Want to talk about it?
Yeah, that's okay. You closed the door and walked to the other side of his bed, placing the pillow down. He scooted over, making space for you. Oh, he's so cute. You lay down on the bed, meeting his gaze. His blue eyes looked at you with concern.
What did you see?
I saw that night 2 years ago. The one where we were escaping from the police on a snowy night. After I got shot in the leg, you came up and hugged me and then stabbed me several times in the back.
Huh. If it was the me before, I probably would have done something like that to you.
That is very comforting, thank you. This dream got me thinking how it almost feels like serendipity, being able to live together under the same roof like this now. And also has me feeling that I personally would like to be more than friends with you.
Living with a serial killer sounds more like semblanity.
I don't know what that word means.
But being able to live with a serial killer for this long makes you pretty weird as well.
Does it now? I'm thinking, would things be completely different if I had made a different choice 2 years ago? Maybe I wouldn't even be here.
Maybe I was pretty wary of you back then. To remove any potential threat, I might have done anything.
You both fell silent for a while. Are there any other possibilities for us? Your sudden question made him widen his eyes. He seemed to have thought of something, averting your eyes as a blush creeps up his cheeks and the tips of his ears. An instinctive reaction to conceal his embarrassment. That's so cute, see? We can just hold hands. After preparing himself, he took a deep breath and turned his eyes back on you.
What do you think our relationship could possibly be?
Lovers or soulmates? Soulmates? Lovers? These are both pretty significant. I'm gonna save. Lovers.
Do you think we could become that kind of relationship?
I think so. Honestly, our daily interactions have already gone beyond lovers or soulmates. We feel more like a long married couple. After you said this, he glanced away again.
So, that's how you see us in your eyes.
Yeah, I feel like our relationship has surpassed being just ordinary friends. Remember the question I asked? If we're not friends, what else can we be? You didn't answer me. I've been thinking that maybe it's time to confirm our relationship. He closed his eyes and thought for a moment.
In the past, I mostly viewed others as mere materials. But with you, it's different. It's a feeling I can't describe. A warm feeling. Just being in the same space with you brings me such peace.
Aww.
This peace feels incredible, as if you have some kind of magic.
That's so cute. He paused for a few seconds, seemingly trying to find a better way to convey his thoughts. He took a deep breath, forcing himself to clear his mind.
I've always believed no one could stay with me for this long. Even if they were charmed by my appearance, they would run away as soon as they find out what I've done. My true nature isn't something ordinary people can accept.
Well, luckily I'm not very ordinary or normal, am I? But do you think I'm like an ordinary person? Hearing this, he smiled.
You're the strangest, yet also the boldest person I've ever met.
That is so true. Let me show exactly how bold I can be. Whip it out.
Not only do you live with a cold-blooded serial killer, but you also want to confirm a relationship with one.
I'll take that as a compliment then.
But will that change if we confirm our relationship?
Maybe there will be some physical intimacy, right? Your voice went down as you said it, but it was still clear enough for him to hear you. He reached up and stroked your cheek.
Close your eyes.
Aww.
Like this?
He gently pressed as a kiss to your lips. He was already blushing, seemingly quite unfamiliar with these things. Ask for more. I think physical intimacy means something more than just kissing. His hand rested on your waist. His careful act made you feel ticklish. He witnessed all your reactions, his beautiful blue eyes focusing intently on you.
Are you sure you want to do this? There's no turning back.
Yes? Nod.
All right then.
Oh my! With a swift movement, he flipped you over. With one hand, he grasped your delicate wrists and lifted them above your head, pressing your hands down, revealing a charmingly wicked smile.
Even if you want to escape in the future, I won't let you slip away from me.
I mean, I don't really foresee myself escaping in the future.
Nice to meet you again, my dear.
This Valentine's Day, you may not have gotten his handmade chocolates, But it seems like you received an even better gift. Woohoo! Alright, and that was the end of the Bloody Painter Valentine's Day DLC. I did go back and try the soulmate option, but it was just the same ending and the same route again. So I think this is a pretty linear route because they did say it was just a short little special, but I thought this was really cute. I think it addressed some of the things that was missing in the first game, because in the first game, I was hoping for a bit more romance, because I feel like a lot of the endings weren't really like romance coded, which I feel like was fine, but I personally am a big romance fan, so I was really happy to see something like this where you could move your relationship to the next stage, and I thought it was really cute. But thank you so much for watching this with me, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. And if you guys are here, I highly encourage you to download the original game and also the DLC and play through them in your own time. Try out all the different options and see what he says as well, because he is very, very interesting. But thank you for watching. If you guys like this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one. And also, if you want to see exclusive playthroughs, uncensored and uncut reactions to all the spicy scenes, my spicy art, and previews of games I'm currently making, feel free to check out my Patreon in the description box below. But anyway, thank you so much. Make sure you look after yourselves, and until next time, take care.